This show is for entertainment purposes only. Do not mistake this show for medical advice. If you or anyone you know is in need of a dentist, please contact 480-391-0099 to set up an appointment.
Welcome to our podcast. Sit back and relax. Dental Works Podcast. We're gonna share some facts. We gonna raise your dental IQ at the Dental Works Podcast. We will guide you. Put out some bad jokes before we are through. Free information here just for you. Sit back and have a good time.
Today is February 17th, 2022, and this is episode number 111 of the Dental Works Podcast, the show about learning the ins and outs of dentistry from a patient's perspective. I'm Ted Work, and that over there is Dr. Terry Work.
Hello, Ted.
Dental Works is a family dental practice based in Scottsdale, Arizona that has been providing cosmetic and surgical dentistry for over 27 and a half years. That just rolls off the tongue.
Yes, very
It tumbles
nice.
out of my
Very
mouth like a
nice.
pile of rocks.
Practicing your voiceover work. I'm very excited about today's episode.
Yeah, you're very excited
No,
about
I
it?
just felt like that was something I needed to say.
Before we get into the episode, I'm not lying. I want to say that I recently well, first of all, I want to ask you what you've been up to. Have you been doing anything interesting?
No.
Good. Now it's my turn. I have been up to
This is how you tell people all the stuff about yourself without making them feel like they're excluded from the conversation. Act like you care.
So
number one.
anyway, I recently finished. I just want to talk about one of my favorite podcasts that I just listened to. I finished the series, the 6-part series of Dan Carlin's Supernova in the East, about the Japanese in the fight of World War II. So endlessly entertaining and fascinating and horrifying.
educating
And
something that our podcast has nothing of.
it really drives home the fact that we don't need war anymore.
God, no.
War's probably done.
I think we can all agree that war is bad. Unless
Yeah.
you sell frickin' Sidewinder missiles.
Sure.
So
Right.
dumb. So dumb.
So that's what I've been kind of thinking about.
Okay. So our topic today is the Ukraine.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're gonna probably steer away from it, but
we're actually doing a multi-part podcast.
yes,
on
let's get into what today's topic is.
how to choose your healthcare provider.
How to choose your healthcare provider. Woo, 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 woo.
Important issues associated, and we actually are going to be having guests around this subject. So what this is this is a multi-part, we don't know how many parts, because we're going to be getting guests to come on and help educate the masses on things to look
The masses
for.
of our podcast.
Things to look for and things to steer away from. We're trying to increase our reach and help our current patients feel great about why they come to us, because we're what? Awesome.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, and today we're going to talk about things to look for when you go to a dental office, but this really would apply to any kind of healthcare provider.
Yeah.
And one of the things is looking at how the office is organized. Now, a lot of people don't realize that you do not have to be a dentist to own a dental office. But the way it works is the dentist that's hired by the dental facility has to carry a current dental license in the state of Arizona. The problem is you also are not required by law to carry malpractice insurance.
As an employed dentist?
As a dentist
As
at all.
any dentist.
As a dentist
I
at
see.
all.
Interesting.
You can practice dentistry without malpractice insurance.
Now, when you say practice,
Well,
you're saying
practice,
means
yeah.
a different thing than what
Perform.
colloquially. But okay, all right, no, it's okay.
colloquially. So practicing, So
Right.
providing dental care. And again, not to be all about me, but I happen to know this firsthand. And later on, we're going to have malpractice attorneys as guests. We're going to try and get people who have done investigations into areas of dentistry and all that stuff. No spoiler alerts. But one of the things that
Wait, no spoiler alerts? Like you're just gonna straight up spoil stuff?
No.
Is that
I
what
see
you're
what
saying?
you
You're gonna
did.
just
No spoiling.
Okay, all right. Okay, I see.
Yeah, that's a good colloquial.
Here's the end of the new Harry Potter thing. Oh yeah, well.
So anyway, a lot of people don't know J.K. Rowling is a dentist. No, I'm just
All
kidding.
right, we don't know.
That's
There's a
not
new
true.
Harry Potter video game that came out. People are talking about. It's supposed to be good. It's in like the 1800s.
I actually heard a thing unrelated to this that J.K. Rowling actually got an apology from people on Twitter.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I also don't care.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
anyway, back to the subject.
Sure.
And that is when you're choosing a dental or medical professional, do your research.
Right.
Look into their history. You can call the state dental board and find out if they have any complaints against them. First, go and meet with them and just find out if your needs line up with what they can provide. Unfortunately, a lot of people get caught up in how much does stuff cost, the dollar amount. And again, I'm in the midst of being expert witness on a dental case where a patient went to a dentist, and it was one of those things where it's like, well, you'll get, X amount of dollars worth of dentistry for half of that price. They'll say like, oh, we'll give you $20,000 worth of dentistry for $10,000. And in your head, you're like, oh my God, that's a great deal. But truth be told, that is just a sales pitch. It's kind of a little bit of a bait and switch. You need to know, first of all, what do I need?
Yeah.
And then what can you provide? And show me pictures of kind of before and after of things you've done that are similar to what I need. And so it becomes a little bit problematic trying to pick through finding a good healthcare provider. And that's why we mentioned in the last podcast, it's so important to be able to go and do a free consultation or a consultation. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be free, but if you need implants, then you want to go someplace where they have a cone beam scan machine so they can actually talk to you about a treatment plan they can provide. If they're going off of just kind of, here's what I can provide, doesn't really matter what you need.
Yeah.
You need to understand your own treatment. And you want to go to a place that can try to help you figure out financially how to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's HSA health, there's health saving plans you can use, there's dental insurance, there's a bunch of different things. So just doing your homework, it can be really confusing though. So
Sure.
But start with going to a dental office where, it would be nice if the dentist that's working on you actually has a ownership in the practice.
Sure.
Yeah. If you're going someplace where it's owned by a CPA and they're hiring the dentist, it might be good to know that because you might get halfway through your treatment and then the dentist is nowhere to be found. And it's like, oh, he moved to Michigan. And that happens. Or
Sure.
a dentist has several complaints or lawsuits and then they just move out of town and then chasing them. And you're like, well, I'm going to sue them for their amount of their malpractice insurance. Well, if they don't carry malpractice insurance, it just kind of might speak to the fact that maybe they don't have the patient's best interests in mind. Sorry, I keep bumping the thing. So, but yeah, doing your research. You had a question.
I did not have a question. I just wanted to move on to the next segment.
Okay.
But
That is totally
yes,
fine.
no, we're going to continue on with this series of episodes. We're going to have guests on. We're going to be talking about all sorts of interesting things that hopefully you decide to come into Dental Works and utilize all the things that we are trying to convey. You know,
Obviously, we're not doing any of the things we're
when-
telling you to look out for.
when someone when someone has that ownership and that stake in the business, there's definitely more of a pull to have you feel what's the word
Accountable.
accountable
Yeah.
invested and accountable in your patients. So it gives a potential level of care that other places wouldn't have. But with that, we are going to move on to our next segment, which is going to be one of our favorite segments. Are you ready for this?
They're all our favorite segments, or we wouldn't be doing them.
They're all our favorite segments, but this one is going to be very interesting because you do not know some of these people. This is going to be your Tooth Wars.
Oh my!
Getting into a Tooth Wars. This one's kind
So
of
I have to do this by memory.
You know what? I'm going to allow you to look it up because I don't think you know who these people are.
Okay,
Some of these.
that
So,
could be true.
if you'd like to check out the photos that we are looking at, please check out the Instagram page or watch the video podcast at Dental Works Pod or the video podcast. You can search the Dental Works Podcast on YouTube, or you can go to the T-Door Productions YouTube channel and subscribe there. All right, so here we go. We got a lot of, I don't know if you've seen the newest SNL or one of the newer ones. There's
It hasn't
the
been
host
funny for
was-
40 years.
Yeah, you would say that. Yeah,
That is something
you
you would
probably
say.
like Chevy.
No, I don't like
Anyway.
Chevy. He's a bad person. Not Chevy Chase. Chevy's a guy I went to high school with.
the company Chevy.
No.
All right, we're gonna move on. This person just hosted SNL,
Oh.
and their name. Well, it's two people. So this first
Oh.
person is one Pedro Pascal, and the second person is one Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd did not host anything, but Pedro Pascal is in a lot of stuff. He's the Mandalorian, but he wears a helmet. He was also in Game of Thrones. He was the serpent. He got his head crushed.
Oh,
Sorry,
my gosh.
spoilers for people who haven't seen Game of Thrones yet. Jesus, 50 years ago.
He was that guy that got his head crushed by the
Yeah.
mountain.
Yeah, totally. Pedro
Wow.
Pascal. He's also the Mandalorian. He is
care
in
about
The
that.
Last of Us. He's the main guy in The Last of Us.
He's got nice teeth.
He's
Looks like
Spanish?
He's, those could be natural teeth. So again, anybody over the age of 30,
You're
is gonna
comparing
show-
these to Paul Rudd, remember? So
Oh,
this is a
gotcha.
comparison.
Okay.
Pedro Pascal to Paul Rudd. This might
Okay.
not be a very fair comparison
Why?
because Paul Rudd's got some good teeth, probably. I bet.
I forgot what the segment was, but
We are kind of throwing the
no.
There's no
so
teeth.
Paul
Rudd.
Rudd's teeth are not that great.
That's an old photo. Though.
Good Lord.
Got a soul patch.
Yeah, that's
What is that?
kinda-
Him in Clueless?
Was he in Clueless?
Yeah.
So
He's the
Pedro
brother.
Pascal has nicer teeth, but so Paul Rudd has a pretty gummy smile.
Yeah.
and Pedro Pascal doesn't. And Paul Rudd's teeth are so. Winner of that is Pedro Pascal
Oh,
by a mile.
in the Zaddy competition, we got Pedro
Yeah.
Pascal.
So look,
Paul in
Paul
the
Rudd's
head.
got he needs some laser gum
Interesting.
therapy and some other stuff. He's got a pleasing smile, but it looks kind of like.
Would you say that he's
an
slapping the
ant.
bass?
He's I'm sorry. He's got teeth like an ant. So
I've been
A-N-T, not A-U-N-T.
A-U-N-T. I've been watching.
Next.
I've been listening to a lot of Rush lately,
Oh.
like full albums.
Oh God, they're good.
It's pretty good, man. I wasn't as big of a fan of the '80s Rush, but there's 5 albums in '80s Rush, and they're
Dude.
good, dude.
I have not been listening. You told me to listen.
You should just listen to every Rush album.
You told me to listen to that one pot
Pink
smoking.
Floyd?
Yes. Pink
Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
I just can't
Good album.
get into it. I don't have
it's
time to listen to
slow.
a whole album.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You do. You just
All
don't
right.
make time.
Next Tooth Wars.
But you have time to play Soul Sister 6 times. in a
Okay,
row
I
on
haven't
acoustic
played
guitar.
Soul Sister in
I know,
almost 2
but
days.
That's the I know, but that's the meme, and it's hilarious no matter what. All right, so we got Paul Rudd and Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, far and away.
Pedro Pascal.
But that was a really good one, though, because they're both pretty,
this
attractive guys.
This
Wrong office.
one.
Somebody's trying to get into our office. Wrong dentist. Okay.
He looked so
Go ahead.
confused.
Yeah.
All right, so these
that's a
people-
natural tendency. To back up a minute, somebody just walked into our office. Whenever somebody goes and has a choice to go left or right, they almost always go right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know why.
Right-handed people.
Yeah. No, most people are right-handed, but
Right.
Go ahead. Next people.
Next people, the first part. So these people recently won a Grammy for a song that they did, and I don't know which Grammy. I didn't care enough to look that up, but I did hear they won a Grammy. So these people are go by the name Sam Smith and Kim Petras, and they produced this song called "Unholy." You heard of this song?
Yeah,
Are you
I
familiar with this
saw
song?
part of the devil worshipping thing.
It's a pretty good song. Have you heard the song? I actually really enjoy the song. It's a very cool like melody that's happening. It's very
I don't like it.
chromatic.
I
and-
couldn't get past the obvious.
Here, I'm going to pull up the song for you just real quick.
So Sam Smith has devil teeth. Okay, he's British. Yeah, it's kind of. It reminds me of.
It's a good song.
It reminds
it's
me.
a banger.
Sam Smith has got weird teeth. Is
Yeah.
he British?
Probably. I think so.
Probably. He has British teeth.
Pretty
Okay. And then who's the other one?
Kim Petras is the other person.
Kim
who's on
Petras. I can almost guarantee you her teeth are better.
We're gonna see.
Kim Petras is that trans German. Oh yeah. She's from Germany.
Yeah.
Pet teeth. I already know a little bit about that. I did a little bit of research on that. Okay, so
One of the funniest things is Doja Cat was like taking a shot after Sam Smith won.
taking a shot. What do you
At
mean?
the Grammys.
Kim Petras's teeth are much nicer.
Yeah.
She transitioned like at 15 or 16.
I don't
or
know.
something.
I know nothing about
Oh.
it. All I know is they won a Grammy.
Yeah, that's okay.
And
Nice
also he
teeth.
was in like a weird
needs
bubble,
Invisalign,
bubble
but-
suit.
but she
Remember that? Have you seen that?
no, yeah, he's
in the black
he's a
thing.
spades.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
but he's like
spades.
walking around.
I didn't see him walking, but he's weird.
So someone edited that where he's like walking around in that and put the Squidward walking sound. It's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
It's pretty weird. Kim Petras, easily.
Kim Petras over Sam
Okay,
Smith?
so here's what's interesting. Kim Petras's teeth, as time goes on, are getting really worn
Yeah.
and chipped and stuff, but still better than Sam
Sure,
Smith.
yeah.
Sam Smith has at least 3 abscesses that I can. Is it Smith? Sam Smith?
Sam Smith, yeah.
Sam Smith. He has some gingival shenanigans
Sure.
going on that I can see.
All right, we're going Kim Petras over
Okay,
Sam
for
Smith
sure,
for
easily.
the next
What's the
people.
next?
The next people are. Before we get into the next people,
Before we get in.
did you watch the Super Bowl? Were you a fan
Yeah, I
of the
did.
Super Bowl?
I did.
Watch the Super Bowl?
So the Super Bowl happened last Sunday, and it's your mother and my 36th anniversary
Yeah.
of our first date, or 37th. Shit, I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, Rihanna.
yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh my God!" They were like all pissed off because she lip synced it, and I was like, I knew from the first 2 seconds that she
Sure.
was lip syncing it.
Well-
and what difference does it make?
don't care.
year?
I don't know why. They probably recorded it there, and then she just anyway.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, the people. It's going to be Rihanna against Beyonce.
Ooh, good
Beyonce was not in the Super Bowl this year, but I really did enjoy the Rihanna thing. I thought that when this is a joke you're not going to get, but when she was on the platform and it like raised up and zoomed out, it looked like the beginning of a Super Smash Brothers match because there's this level with these.
Oh
floating
no, I know
platforms, and
exactly
so
what you're talking about.
you jump up and you
Oh
fight
yeah,
it.
I did.
It was pretty funny.
Well,
but
I mean, God, just
the
engineering.
cinematography for the show was so cool.
Well, and a lot of people were irritated because she didn't have a guest because almost everybody else has some guest. Oh.
Did you know that Rihanna
Why are you
is,
touching me?
Did you know that Rihanna is the biggest star in the world?
She's a billionaire.
She is like the most streamed artist of all time. Like
Check it out.
Much more than the Beatles, much more but she is like huge. She doesn't need nobody. And I was kind of scared because she started doing all of the lights and we were like, "Oh shit, is Kanye coming out?" But he didn't. So that was good.
Okay, Rihanna. Oh, this is a really good one. Rihanna versus Beyonce.
Beyonce.
So Beyonce or Rihanna is a billionaire.
Queen Bee. Yo yeah. Shine bright like a diamond.
How do you spell Beyonce?
Beyonce. I feel like
B-I?
hey, Beyonce. I already am Beyonce. B-E
Y-O-N-C.
Type in B-E and it'll come up.
Nah, teeth.
Bert Kreischer.
This is hard. Beyonce's teeth are better. Beyonce wins.
Oh wow, that was so unceremonious. I don't care about sports.
I don't either. That was a good, but it was a good Super
It was
Bowl.
a good one. It was very close till the end. I did watch it with my buds. It was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so as a kicker, there is no bigger pinnacle than to kick the winning field goal in the Super Bowl with 8 seconds left.
That's
I mean,
pretty
that dude
impressive.
may as well just retire.
That's
I mean, seriously, where do you go from there?
That's pretty good. You know, what's funny is my friends are super into sports.
Yeah.
And they're like very competitive.
Wait,
And
you have friends?
They had a computer screen open where it was a live feed of other people watching the Super Bowl. It was like just people sitting like he was like, I thought it was gonna have like the Super Bowl at the corner, but it's literally just people sitting looking past the camera at a screen above it. So
Well,
a
you know,
world-
it's funny
strange
because we
world.
went and saw Kevin Hart last Saturday
that was funny.
in concert, and I realized he's on stage, and all I'm doing is watching the TV.
Hey.
Because it was, but it was
They
funny.
did such a good job of like the director for his live show on the screen. It was like a stand-up special.
was.
Like
It was good.
They were cutting between whenever he would like look around as part of the joke, and like
it was really,
they did
really
a really good job.
You
Honestly,
weren't feeling great,
That
so I
was
don't
not,
think you.
But that show, like Kevin Hart, was great. He was hilarious.
He was funny.
Did such
he
a
didn't
good
have
job.
to. He didn't get political. He didn't. It wasn't a racial thing. It was. It
I
was
loved
just
when he
funny.
was talking about Tyrese and Ludacris and like go. That's so funny.
No, one of the funniest parts when he talked about the Hispanic guy.
Yeah.
He goes, "No, I don't speak Spanish," but he goes, "This immigration guy came onto our plane and he did that where he talks Spanish so fast it's just like clicking." It was really
That
the
was
whole
pretty
thing
good.
was fun.
It was interesting because it was an event where you couldn't have your phone out, and so it got locked in a pouch. And I'd never been to one of those before.
I've been.
it was fine.
Yeah, Bruno Mars was like that in Vegas.
Yeah.
but yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, back.
That's interesting.
Beyonce's teeth are way nicer than Rihanna's, but I think Rihanna's got a better belly.
Hey, you know what?
She's pregnant.
There was lots of
Belly.
questions and
Yeah, and she lip synced it Hundo P, which who cares?
Do you think Prince lip synced it?
No.
Are you sure? It rained.
I don't know.
Did you know it was raining while he played
Purple?
Purple Rain?
Purple Rain?
It was literally raining.
Seriously?
While he
I didn't know that.
Yo, yeah, baby.
Well, here's who I know didn't lip sync, and that was the dude, the heavy set guy with the beard at the beginning that sang the national anthem.
oh,
Was
Oh, you know what? Also,
Who sang the national? What's his name?
Don't know, and
Okay.
you look it up. But I also want to say that
Why are you touching me?
Rihanna's American Sign Language interpreter was also killing it. You should watch a video of that because she did all the stuff and like she had sass on.
Chris Stapleton.
Oh yeah,
It was great. It was really good.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
All right. Do we have any other tooth wars?
We don't have any more tooth wars, but we do want to say thank you for listening to the Dental Works podcast. If you'd like to support the show, please give us a rating on iTunes or your podcast player of choice. If you'd like to get in contact with the show or you have any questions, please send an email to dentalworkspodcast@gmail.com. We may talk about your question on the show. There's no promises. We don't be giving out promises like you did before. If you're located in the Phoenix area and need dental work, please give us a call at 480-391-0099. We will see you guys in a few weeks, probably. Well, next week.
Stay tuned
As far as you know.
for more episodes about proper choice of your healthcare provider.
And hopefully we get better video coming out soon.
Okay, now stop it.
Well, I'm just saying, hopefully. All right, see you guys
Peace
later.
out.
This podcast was produced by T-Door Productions. Theme song written and recorded by Neil Hathaway. Vocals by Terry Work. Sound effects provided by FreeSFX.com and Zapsplat.com.